Yeah, welcome to the channel. Yeah, in the annual conference of the Nigerian Bar Association that just held in Enugu, which was a professional gathering of over 20,000 lawyers across the nation. Well, the conference ended up making a major political headline. The highlight of the conference wasn't just the keynote speeches from different panelists, but a very, very direct question from journalist Shiwo Kibaloye, who threw a straight questions to the lawyers.
First question is Nigeria better today than 2 years ago? Okay, let's go to the second question. Do you think the nation is on the right track with the policies of the Tinubu government? Okay. All right. My third question. Is your hope renewed?
Yeah, the movement went viral, sparking up so many debates and criticism. So I want you to sit back and listen to what Rufai Seun and Dr. Abati have to say about the issue.
Rufai, I know you want to jump in, but I was asking Ayo first, or do you want to start?
Okay, let me quickly. I'll be quick.
Yes.
When you were speaking, I said the last video answered the first question.
Yes.
Especially when the minister was talking about how Nigeria has changed, the reforms are working. Earlier, I said that I didn't expect anything different. I don't expect the Minister of Information or anybody in this cabinet to go abroad and be saying, "Oh, things are terrible. Food inflation is very high. Yeah. Crime rate has not really gone down. People are not still going to their farms because they're trying to attract investment." And in fairness to them, that's very good. It's good that they're going out there and speaking to the Nigerian community. But the truth is that the Nigerian community in Brazil, in Japan, anywhere in the world, they read the news. They speak to their family members back at home. They send money back home. They know that the last time, maybe when they were sending 1,000 naira for a tuber of yam, now they are sending 5,000 naira for a tuber of yam. They know how much rent was the last time they were sending money to their family members, maybe their parents or so. So they are not unaware. But I remember one of the speakers had said something. He said, we cannot do anything about it. Let's just move forward. We cannot just keep complaining. So what we do as a people is that we understand that this is what we have on our hands. How do we work around it to still make the best life for ourselves or the best sense of things? And that I think that's where a lot of Nigerians are. But it doesn't take away the responsibility of the government to work hard to ensure that they do what they're supposed to do right by Nigerians. Yeah. It's okay for them to go out and talk to investors like that. A salesman is a salesman. He will embellish the truth, be a bit hyperbolic in his statement. But when we come home, let us face facts and begin to see how we can make things better for the people. And oftentimes, when we talk about the reforms of the president, whether or not he's been praised in many quarters, it's in the right direction. How are the people feeling it?
This is the question.
What are the safety net approaches? And we've been talking about this since the announcement of the removal of fuel subsidy. We cannot keep complaining and talking about the price of goods going high. ASU is threatening to go on strike because lecturers are not being paid well, and and keep saying that we're doing better. The president has to find a solution, whilst he's saying that we need patience to ensure that people who are the most vulnerable have some form of safety net. So a few things I would say with regards to attracting business: make business easier for people abroad who want to do business here, end corruption, end the bureaucracy. Provide an enabling environment for people to want to bring back their home, their money, their hard-earned funds abroad, back home to invest. A lot of Nigerians abroad are patriotic, Oji. A lot of them keep up with the news in Nigeria because they are hopeful that one day Nigeria will be better, and they are willing to work to make sure that dream comes to pass. But I hope that the government will also partner with Nigerians, home and abroad. When we speak about these things, it's not because we want to criticize.
Yes.
It's because we are passionate about the nation. We want things to change. And if you don't admit to the problems, you will never find a solution to it. If we keep burying our head in the sand, we will not come out of what we find ourselves in today.
Rufai, your thoughts on the NBA conference and the Nigerian lawyers there, 20,000 of them, having a resounding no about the...
At first,
reforms,
please,
or
I will instruct
whether Nigeria has changed.
You have to submit me the names of all those lawyers.
What are you going to use them for?
Please, all of them that in the hall that attended that session. How can they say such a thing?
Freedom of expression.
Freedom of what?
Of course.
No, say that. The only one freedom we have is the freedom of President Tinubu doing well in the country. Everything is good. You can see how Nigeria is moving. It's doing very well. President Tinubu, that's the only freedom we have. So please, for all those lawyers, I've been sarcastic, but the truth is, it speaks to itself. I saw that conference. I saw how the government officials tried to defend things that didn't exist. Take, for instance, one of the ministers I was on the panel said there were, this is the line the government keeps putting out, that there was no provision for subsidy in the law when they removed subsidy. But you see, they don't tell the full part of the story that this government also claimed they paid subsidies till 2024. It was when the prices jacked up. So when they said subsidy gone, they were still paying subsidies. Those are empirical facts. The NNPC was still paying subsidies within. It was when they said they removed it totally that happened. So they tell a lot of half-truths. There's a danger of a single story. It's just one side they tell. But you cannot deceive the people for too long. See, Oji, if the parameters are good in favor of the people, forget what the IMF is saying, okay, reserves and everything. The IMF is never there for your lives to get a lot better. It's never there for your lives to get a lot better. Forget it. With all the advice the IMF has been giving, where did it lead us till today? So if the parameters are good, you will see it, Oji. Can we compare it to the years when Nigeria was growing 7-8%? We saw, when Obasanjo's time, the president didn't need to go and tell people in Brazil to come back home. They came back, people came back home normally. But you know the interesting part, people that came back home in those boom days, they are going back. They've all gone back.
All right.
So you don't need to tell people, it's not a case of overselling. Right. What you should focus on is leave the sentiment and the buzzword, the head lies. Ayo, you were saying headlines don't lie. No. There's something you call head lies. I can do propaganda and craft an headline now. It doesn't, I can craft headlines.
Depends on what you're reading.
Yes. Yeah. So what you say is it depends on what you are reading. Headlines can be headlines.
True.
So I can craft headlines for you just to feel that things are working, but they're not working. And it goes back to the fact that they need to get a lot done.
All right.
The MBA conference is one. I've also had the chance to be able to moderate one of the sessions of the MBA conference where we speak truth to power for each other. And I think these are the feedbacks the government should be able to take. As it is, we're talking to the diaspora community in Brazil. Yes, these are the reforms, but the question is, so that's their own single story. Oh, we've put in reforms, we remove this, we remove that, remove this, remove that. Ayo was saying, reduce corruption. No, corruption is gone already, so forget why don't you raise government. So the second part of the story is this. You have done the reforms, but that reforms too have increased price ×3 for the lives of Nigerians.
Yeah, but remember what the president said.
It's plunged more people into poverty. It's plunged more people into pain. And the problem also is that you have not shown us a strategic plan to be able to come out of it.
All right. The president has said that these reforms are like, they're going to be like the childbirth. So there's going to be a lot of suffering, pain before we reap the
show us
fruits of the reforms.
I'll give you an instance,
but in the meantime,
please,
the president is back.
I know.
To the country.
I want to give you an instance.
We have those videos. We can play that quickly.
I want to give you an instance, please. After the president pulled out subsidy, announced subsidy gone, mid-2023.
Yes.
He gave a speech where he said we are going to cultivate 10 million hectares and all that. All the promises he gave in the speech, where are we on the agricultural cultivation now as we speak?
All right.
Where are we on the supply chain logistics?
Those are some of the questions that the administration will need to respond. Only a minute because we have to go to the next one.
Not even up to a minute. Without prejudice to all these conversations we've been having about economic reforms and the impact on the people. Now, there's something in journalism called leading questions. When you phrase questions to have a predetermined intended answer.
Yes.
So, and a typical example will be those questions that you showed. When you ask people, do you think hope has been renewed? There are only two options.
Yes.
When you ask them, is Nigeria economy better than it? If you were to disaggregate it, then of course there will be room for further reflection or for analysis. So these are trick questions that just lead to one particular answer.
All right.
So we need to be careful about that.
Okay.
So in other words, that may not be a proper reflection of the diverse, disaggregated views of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Right, well said. Or even some of the Nigerian people.
Or even the Nigerian people.
Some of the Nigerian people. Well, all right. Well said, you all.